Here's more wrestling news for January 13th, 2026. Your headlines for this afternoon include WWE star facing over a year on the shelf after serious neck surgery. Breaking, Hall of Famer collapses after neck injury, match immediately stopped. WWE might have exposed Roman Reigns' comeback through TV listing mistake. Major name re-signs with TNA, huge relief for the company. Former WWE star arrested after traffic stop in Nebraska. WWE star slams WWE ticket prices, you need to hit the lottery for nosebleeds. Heartbreaking update for The Rock, devastating news emerges, and more. The outlook for Elton Prince's WWE future is finally coming into focus, not because of backstage buzz, but because the medical reality of his situation has set a clear timeline. After undergoing a 2-level neck fusion following a frightening in-ring incident, Prince is facing a recovery period that is expected to last well over a year. A 2-level neck fusion ranks among the most significant procedures an athlete can undergo. In sports medicine, the standard recovery window ranges from 12 to 18 months before full contact activity is even considered. That timeline includes prolonged immobilization, extensive physical therapy, strength rebuilding, and careful neurological evaluation. For wrestlers, the demands are even harsher. The constant strain on the neck from bumping, travel, conditioning, and match frequency requires additional caution. Even after medical clearance, performers often spend extra time regaining in-ring timing, stamina, and confidence before they're ready for TV. Then there is WWE's internal process. Clearance from doctors doesn't immediately translate into an on-screen return. Talent typically moves through performance assessments, conditioning programs, and long-term creative planning before re-entering storylines, each step adding more time to the overall return timeline. Taken together, the reality is clear. Elton Prince is in for an extended absence, and there is no shortcut ahead. His recovery will require patience, careful rehabilitation, and gradual reintegration before he can even think about returning to television. Over the weekend, Hall of Famer Masakatsu Funaki was scheduled to face Takanori Ito at the GLEAT event, but the match took a frightening turn. During the bout, the 56-year-old legend absorbed a half-Nelson suplex that went completely wrong, sending him crashing onto his neck. The impact was severe enough that Funaki couldn't get back to his feet, immediately raising concern inside the arena. The referee stopped the match right away, awarding Ito the victory by knockout. According to Dave Meltzer, this was never the planned finish. Funaki was originally supposed to win, but the injury left no room for any alternative. He was quickly transported to the hospital and admitted for evaluation. GLEAT later confirmed that Funaki suffered a cervical interspinous ligament injury from the suplex. Meltzer's update noted that he has since been released from the hospital, which is at least a positive sign. Funaki is a Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Famer and a multi-time champion, but the injury means he'll be out of action for some time. There's no timetable for his return, and at 56, injuries of this nature can have more serious implications. For now, his in-ring future remains unclear, though the hope is that his recovery will be smooth and without long-lasting complications. Everyone at SlatRock Wrestling sends the legendary Hall of Famer our best wishes and hopes for a full and speedy recovery. Roman Reigns' long-awaited return may no longer be the surprise WWE intended, and that spoiler appears to have come from WWE's own production pipeline. A discussion on Wrestling Observer Radio pointed to a major internal slip-up where WWE reportedly sent out the wrong show description to television guide providers. According to Dave Meltzer, a listing circulated for SmackDown that raised immediate red flags. The description referenced Maxine Dupree recovering from a loss to Becky Lynch, something that has nothing to do with SmackDown's current storylines. Then came the revealing line, "Roman Reigns returns." The working belief is that WWE accidentally sent a draft or upcoming Raw description to be used for the SmackDown slot, causing the information to populate across cable and streaming guides. I saw, so on this little scroll for SmackDown, because it said, how Maxine Dupree tries to recover from her loss to Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns returns, Meltzer explained. The leak is noteworthy because WWE typically keeps these descriptions tightly controlled to avoid exactly this type of spoiler. Once a listing is pushed out, it spreads instantly across digital guides worldwide, making a single mistake difficult to contain. Meltzer emphasized that the incident was almost certainly a simple human error, not a deliberate teaser or promotional tactic. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Cedric Alexander is officially staying with TNA Wrestling. After spending several months working under a short-term agreement, the former WWE star has now re-signed with the company. Alexander's previous contract quietly expired around the time of Bound for Glory, and Fightful Select has confirmed that a new deal was finalized recently. The signing comes at an important moment, as Alexander is already set to challenge for the X Division Championship at TNA Genesis. His momentum has been steadily building, especially following his reunion with former Hurt business partners MVP and Shelton Benjamin at WrestleCade, a moment that reintroduced him to fans in a big way and reminded many of his upside. While the length of his new contract hasn't been disclosed, the timing suggests that TNA views Alexander as a long-term asset, particularly within its revitalized X Division. Do you think Cedric Alexander can once again become the face of the X Division? Share your thoughts in the comments below. WWE superstars occasionally encounter legal trouble, and that extends to former prospects as well. One of WWE's past developmental names is now facing a serious situation following a recent arrest. According to the Daily Nebraskan, AJ Ferrari was taken into custody in Nebraska on Friday after being pulled over for speeding. He was later booked on a fugitive from justice charge connected to an outstanding warrant. A spokesperson for the Nebraska State Patrol confirmed that Ferrari was clocked at 90 miles per hour, well over the posted speed limit, before being stopped. The warrant reportedly stems from an October incident in Dallas, Texas, where Ferrari is accused of evading arrest. Authorities detained him in Nebraska on Friday based on that unresolved case. Ferrari initially joined WWE's collegiate recruiting pipeline in 2021 through an NIL agreement, which provided financial support, branding opportunities, and limited access to WWE's training system. With this latest development, it remains unclear whether he will ever progress toward the WWE career he once aimed for. Rikishi has had enough of just how expensive it's become to just attend a WWE show, and this time he isn't staying quiet about it. On a recent episode of his podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer vented about the current state of ticket pricing under TKO. Despite being on a Legends contract, Rikishi admitted that helping friends or family get into events has become nearly impossible without paying what he considers outrageous amounts. And if anyone assumes being a legend comes with special access, Rikishi made it clear that's no longer the case. Even my family members, now we can't even, they usually call me for tickets, but it's too difficult now. There are a lot of loopholes you have to go through, blah blah blah. There are no comp tickets. I can maybe try to get a discount, but I don't know what a discount is nowadays. A $1,000 ticket is still a lot. Rikishi then contrasted today's prices with what fans paid during his era, when a wrestling show was still affordable for working families. Back in the day for us, tickets were $10, $12, a front row seat might have been $30. Now man, you really have to hit the lottery just to sit in the nosebleeds. While he acknowledged that WWE talent is finally earning what their work deserves, Rikishi believes the shift under TKO has left everyday fans struggling to keep up. These cats are making a lot of money, which is good, but for a family of 5 with a man working 9 to 5 all week, it's very difficult to take them to events. He added that fans regularly approach him to complain about the rising costs, and although he can't fix the system himself, he's using his platform to raise awareness. I heard your comments, but I'm not the guy. I'll talk about it, I'll put it out there. Maybe the company or whoever is in charge of Ticketmaster or whatever can make it happen for the fans. Rikishi isn't telling anyone to boycott WWE shows, but he is calling attention to a problem that's become too obvious to ignore, because when even a Samoan legend can't get his family in the door, something isn't adding up. Do you think WWE and TKO are pricing out the very fans who built the business? Share your thoughts below. AEW's long-term streaming outlook has taken another unexpected turn, as Paramount has now moved aggressively to block Netflix's proposed acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery's studio assets, a deal that could directly impact AEW's visibility on HBO Max. In a major escalation, Paramount CEO David Ellison sent a forceful public letter to WBD shareholders on January 12th, confirming that the company plans to nominate its own board members, pursue legal action, and formally challenge the Netflix agreement. Paramount is pushing forward with a $30 per share all-cash offer, which it argues is far more straightforward and financially sound than Netflix's $82.7 billion studio deal. WBD has provided increasingly novel reasons for avoiding a transaction with Paramount, Ellison wrote. But what it has never said, because it cannot, is that the Netflix transaction is financially superior to our actual offer. The development carries major implications for AEW. Under Netflix's proposed deal, sports programming, including AEW, would not remain on HBO Max. As previously reported, that could force AEW onto the yet-to-launch TNT Sports app, a platform with no existing subscriber base or proven distribution reach. Paramount's competing bid, however, would likely keep AEW's television, pay-per-view, and streaming rights under one consistent corporate structure. Ellison also made it clear that Paramount intends to fight the Netflix deal on multiple fronts. The company has filed a lawsuit in Delaware Chancery Court demanding WBD release financial details related to the Netflix offer. Paramount will additionally propose bylaw changes aimed at preventing the separation of WBD's global networks, a move widely seen as an effort to protect TNT, TBS, and AEW programming from being spun off or isolated. We filed suit this morning so that WBD shareholders have what they need to be able to make an informed decision, the letter said. If Paramount's challenge succeeds, it could significantly reshape AEW's media strategy, potentially preserving the company's presence on TNT, TBS, and a unified streaming platform. The outcome of this corporate showdown may influence not only AEW's digital future, but the broader broadcast landscape surrounding professional wrestling. Do you think AEW is better positioned under Paramount or Netflix? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came into Sunday night's Golden Globes with one of the most meaningful nominations of his career, but the award ultimately went to someone else. At the ceremony in Los Angeles on January 11, 2026, Johnson lost out on the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. The honor went instead to Wagner Moura for his performance in The Secret Agent. For Johnson, it was his first ever Golden Globe nomination, earned for his portrayal of former MMA fighter Mark Kerr in The Smashing Machine, a project he spent more than 7 years trying to bring to life. Although the film struggled commercially, earning $19 million against a $50 million budget, Johnson's performance received widespread praise for its honesty, intensity, and emotional depth. In an earlier interview with The Hollywood Reporter, he explained why the nomination meant so much to him personally. The nomination represents the fight in everybody, especially with addictions and those demons that you battle. It's a love letter to those that I just talked to you about. That's why this nomination means so much. Even without the win, Johnson's work on The Smashing Machine has left a lasting impact, resonating with fans and marking one of the most transformative performances of his career. What did you think of The Rock's portrayal of Mark Kerr? Do you believe he deserved the Golden Globe? Share your thoughts below. For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.